Before we get going, first of all, this is a very, very important episode. This is episode 200. And like we always do, we need to start it off with thanking our Patreon members. So thank you to Tony, Starla, Luke, Jacob, Jeff, Adam, Chuck, Justin, Brian, Dusty, Alpha 80 Swag, The Roland Rogans, Kay, and a huge shout out to Center. I'm going to keep picking on you, buddy, because you are the one that told me that the huge is kind of gee. But anyways,
gotta let it go, man.
Huge shout out to you guys. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much. And thanks, everybody, for being here and supporting this show. And I mean, you know, you guys don't have to listen to Luke and I rant every Tuesday or whenever you listen every week, but it means the world to Luke and I. So thank you to everybody. This is episode 200. We're going to reminisce on the past 100 or so. And it's going to be fun. We're going to get into a couple of extra things too. Then at the end, we're going to open it up for anybody that's interested in coming on and saying hello to us, if you'd like. So, episode 200. I'm ready. I know Luke's ready. I hope y'all are ready. We're also live on YouTube, so thanks everybody that's been hanging out here with us. Get those questions, whatever you want to do in the chat, send them in. Ready, guys? Because here we go. We got to this one address. I said, this one goes around back. He went around back, drove off, left them right at the stop.
That was after getting hit by a car.
Wait, you got hit by a car?
I ended up drinking 24 Bud Lights in about 48 minutes. Drunken nomad stumbles out in the road and he hit me going 30 miles an hour.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this very special episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode 200, and let's get it started with saying hello to your co-host down in West Bolivar, Virginia.
Fuck.
Luke, how are you, buddy?
I don't know. I saw somebody popped up said no 150K buyouts. Nah, we're still at it. Well, the podcast and the road as well. But yeah, I'm doing awesome, man. I can't believe that
We made it.
Yeah, because when we had started, which, you know, we'll kind of get into the timeline here in a few, but when we started back up, it was episode 113. So, you know, that was 87 episodes away, and fuck, man, here we are. And it's been kind of like today, I'll just say to not break away too much from as far as the week goes, for being on a 2-week vacation and coming back. You know, we've been here long enough that, you know, there were certain things, you know, we talk about the old way a lot on here. And, you know, I know how, you know, we had said it not too many episodes ago with John, you know, saying that was how we all kind of prefer it. But there are some things now with the new way that obviously I would have to say are better than the old way, because it's something that's beat into my head as the old way is when you come off of a 2-week vacation, man, you're about to walk into the fucking fire and you're about to be all well rested. He's going to have some dispatches that he's going to be okay. And really, it wasn't that bad. I probably worked about 45, 46 hours, like nothing crazy. Like I was expecting, I was expecting to have a 12-hour banger here or there. Didn't have one. I worked like 10 hours one day, and that was it. Pretty much worked around 9 the rest. And yeah, the weather was nice. Like today, I was just getting excited because last night last night it was kind of like, it just, I don't know. There's a lot of times because, you just get caught. You just get caught in the moment. And then to kind of like reflect back and look at, the people and just the experiences of just everything that's come along with it, man. Like this this is older than my daughter. When we had started this, I was still like, it's just, and it's just so, I don't know, to think about it, and you just think and you look through and you scroll through, and it's just like, man, it's been a lot of time and a lot of effort, but a lot of fun. And I just got excited, man. I've been thinking about it, and then like I came home and I was so ready to go, and Willow just went to bed. Like she went to bed early tonight, and I was like, oh man, I can't be. It's like if I wake her up, I can't be doing that to myself tonight. But I was like, I kept telling myself too, I was like, how have I got to watch? Because I'm going to end up getting louder than normal in this episode. I got to watch myself, but I got a pretty good barrier down here. And that was one of the things that was starting this last 100-ish episodes, the last 87, that we had, I didn't have to worry about that prior. So that was the thing you told me about. What was it? Not soundproofing. I feel like you used another word for it.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Is it
totally
just
soundproofing?
Yeah. I thought you said like used another word for it, but I was like, oh, it makes sense. Just block. Like I have this big ass cushion, right. It's Ashley's nephew's, like one of those chairs kids have, like big, like not a beanbag chair, but a big ass, like when I looked, I was like, when I sit and I talk directly, I'm like, well, this is perfect. So I got this thing like right in front of me, and it
makes it very isolating.
Yeah.
Did I use sound isolation? That may have been the word I used.
Sound isolate. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But whatever it was,
it just controls the sound, and it dampens it, and
little tweaks, man. Little tweaks of actually having sound barriers. When we started this, I was welcoming all the sound, everything. All the background noise I could. I may as well had Will Ferrell in the Saturday Night Live skit just banging the cowbell, just bringing it all in. But
some guy goes by with a chainsaw behind you.
Come a long way. Yeah, I mean the week was good coming off vacation, and I know you did the same. I mean you were off for a week, so that's always. You want to get into that any about your no? Okay.
About my week? Nah, it's okay.
All right.
It's all good. I mean, we talked about our vacation last week, you know what I mean, on last week's episode. So, yeah, so it's all good. I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited to be here with everyone that's joining us on YouTube Live. What's up? See a couple people in there. Ernie just said hi. What's up, Ernie? Slamber's in here. Hilly goes in here. Only Low Fords is in here. Brian is in here as well. A futon? I think, are you talking about like one of those like pull out, like one of those kids pull out like little sofa bed things?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But it's good. Episode 200, man. So you said, we started it back up in 113. So just to give a little background information, because I mean, I know since we started back up, Justin Balcons, what up, Balco? Just when we started it back up too, we gained so many new listeners. And, I know that because you guys, you guys contact us and you guys, interact with us through the Discord or wherever, social media. And just to give a little quick background information about the podcast. So, we started off as All in a Delivery. And then there was a time when we thought it might be good to kind of have a little shift in it, because I don't know what it was exactly. I don't know if we were running out of, I don't know, but we ended up having a little shift in the podcast, and we decided to have like a brand change where we changed the name, and we wanted to focus more on like life stuff in general, focus on entertainment, focus on everything that's going on in the world. And then what happened was we realized
We're
that
back.
wasn't a great idea. And it was back until I saw the live tonight. What? Dude, we've been back for 80-something episodes.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the resistance, my friend. Only live. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, and then, and then also life also happened too. I mean, Luke's kid was born. My second kid also was born. And so like life got a little busy in there at that time. And we ended up taking a hiatus. We took a hiatus for about a year and a half. I want to say it was a year and a half. Oh, dude, shameless plug. Thank you, Brian, for saying the Discord is awesome. I don't even have to. I don't have to do it. Love it. So we took a hiatus for a year and a half, and then the new contract was coming between Teamsters and UPS, and Luke and I were like, there's some crazy shit going on in this, right? In with the contract. So let's talk about it. So we ended up doing like 3 episodes on YouTube and talking about our thoughts with the new contract. And after we did those, we got a great response from many people. And it kind of lit that spark again for Luke and I to come back and do the podcast. I mean, I really think that would be the best way to explain it. It really lit a fire under us to really, Luke and I never stopped talking on the phone. We still talked every day when we were podcasting. And, we were just like, I think we should bring this back. Like, how crazy would it be? Let's bring it back. And so we picked up basically where we left off, but back with All in the Delivery, because we realized we shouldn't have had that brand change because, you never forget where you started. And when we started this off, it was with you guys who are all drivers, preloaders, maybe a supervisor here or there. I don't know if you guys listen. Probably. Everyone's always sneaking in on us.
Well, shout out to Todd. He came on the Christmas Live. He was he's been on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so we realized that too. And that's why we wanted to come back and do it the right way and stick with this, because this is really what it's all about. And it's you guys, all you guys who work for these companies, that really helped start what this is. So thank you. Thank you again. And a little brief history of the podcast there for all the newer guys that may have not gone back and listened to past episodes. Enough of that. We are happy to be here. Dude, let's go back to 113 when we started up, right? We're going to just go through and, talk about some of the guests we've had on, reminisce here and there. Do you have something to say, Luke?
I think if I had to guess why I think we needed the brand change, because I was thinking about it as you were, because I thought about, because when I was going through these, I listened to that one, to the intro, because it was different. And shout out to Danielle, because she had that her little clip in there too. And that was a solid intro. But I think because we started during the pandemic when nobody was able to do anything, and it had been nothing but a guest episode podcast because nobody was doing anything. And, with our own lives as well, being able to do stuff again, as well as other people, we realized that we weren't going to be able to do weekly episodes and have stuff booked 2 months in advance because we were starting to do shit again. And I think that's what it was more than anything. If I had to, I think because we didn't, but then we kind of figured out, the, I don't know. I don't want to say the niche or niche, whatever you want to say. That's not really the right word. We just kind of figured out how to, because most of it, I mean, there's always a little delivery stuff splashed in, but some stuff's more than others. You know what I mean? So, or some episodes there's more than others because there's more stuff to talk about. But I would say that might have been why. I don't know if we would have said that at the time, but I just wanted to throw that in there. I think that might have been because, we were the first. more than half of the first 100 or whenever we rebranded were strictly guest episodes. And we didn't have the format so much of talking about, we weren't talking about Carol really. You know what I mean? We weren't really, I feel like we talk about it more now, even with people on, but at that time it was more about people's backgrounds and where they came from. And we would incorporate the UPS stuff that we all know because it's a universe. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to throw that in.
Yeah. Yeah, and yes, we figured out the logistics of it.
Or you figured out the logistics. So good. So good.
Yeah, and thank you, Balco, as well, for the kind words. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, it was, and I really think we found our lane. Not like there's many lanes in this niche.
What a fucking what an analogy to use. Found the lane. When we left the space in front.
We took we first took the first exit, and now we came back on the highway.
We saw a path well ahead.
But,
we didn't gamble. We used horns, lights, and signals. Okay, I'm done. Fuck those things. I'm not bringing that up. I'm not bringing that shit up tonight.
Fuck.
Boy. Yeah. And and I really think that's what it is, because it's funny because, comparing these last 100 to the first 100, obviously the first 100, we had tons more guests. And that was also obviously because of COVID. It was during the pandemic. Nobody was out partying, doing shit, and everybody was home. So what better way to communicate with people than, hey, come on our show and let's have a conversation and get to know each other, and that's what it was. This time around, I feel like we've had more content, if you will.
Yeah.
With company union related stuff. It's been a circus.
Well,
almost.
That got jump started by those YouTube episodes, because when you said we got a good response on YouTube, the part that you left out was that we always had the TikTok page from the podcast, and we started putting clips on that. And then people were getting shitty, and I found out you could do video responses, and holy shit.
Luke tried fighting the internet with video responses.
We had a positive response on YouTube, but man, and I was eating it up. I loved being the villain in their eyes because I was so pissed. I was like, you people are wrong. I don't give a shit. But yeah, it just the traffic, we went to sleep and woke up the next morning, and there was, I swear, I'll never forget, I looked because people were just arguing. It was... I went to bed and woke up, and there was 2,500 comments I was thinking to myself, these people, if they're on East Coast time, they were doing this all night, and even if they were on West Coast time, they were still doing it all night, because this was around 7 or 8 in the morning, and I was like,
there's people arguing back and forth.
We weren't recording episodes, so we were laughing. We were like, look at all this. I was like, we're just trafficking all this traffic right now. Yeah, but we weren't it wasn't really about that. We did those episodes, and I think that that kind of lit the fire back up, because then it was still it was still a year later, really, because that was in 2023. Yeah. it was still almost a year. It was
7 months, 8 months, right?
Yeah, that left, but that definitely lit the fire.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah,
Starla,
it's amazing.
Nice,
amazing,
nice. That's all she's in here.
All
nice.
Let's do this. Let's go back, okay? So we started back up in episode 113. Oh my God, it's so crazy scrolling.
Can I go ahead and just tell you that I had to peek into that one, because I laughed because it was the title is a little hawk to it to start things off. And at that time was when Haley Welsh was going viral
in the news
for the Hawk Tua stuff, and I was really pulling for, and I feel like we were both on opposite ends of that. I don't want to say you weren't really. I'm not saying you were.
We were definitely on opposite ends of that.
Okay,
That's
we're
totally
on opposite
fine.
ends of that. So Dave was shitting on it, spitting on it, and I was I was embracing it and was thinking this girl was going to really she leveraged it for a while, but as assholes of this world and of the internet, they took advantage of her ass. In I don't want to call her the Hawk Tuah girl anymore because I've known what her name is for too long. So Haley Welsh, she got Hawk Tuah in the crypto market and got caught up in a crypto scam. But she came out of that, but I don't think she's doing, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, if she invested some of that money right, maybe she's still, I mean, I don't know. She's still got over 1 million followers on stuff, so she's making money.
Yeah,
she's all right. So it's 2026. And Haley Welsh is still at it. It's had a minor little crypto hiccup in there. Just wanted to throw that in there. Yeah,
funny. That's what we named the first episode back. What a way to start it off. We got so much better. And then the next one, episode 114, was labeled the historic contract. Yes, I put quotes there when I said historic. And we're going to get into this a little bit later. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it says the boys are talking about the somewhat, I wrote somewhat historic contract, layoffs, and of course, the question of the week. But layoffs were happening then already. Building closures were already happening. And this historic contract. Yeah. So it started early. Shit. And we're going to get into that a little later here, talk about what's happened also in the past since we started back up. Obviously, everything with the contract, Sean O'Brien, all of that stuff. So, and then you got episode 115. We move on to our first guest back, Nate. If you're a longtime listener, you know Nate was behind the scenes for most of, I'm not sure what episode he joined us in before, when he started taking over doing sound and doing the audio for us and everything. My cousin Nate, we had him on finally, and everyone was like, "Oh, when are we gonna get to hear Nate talk?" And Nate never talked, and
Nate would always bring us. I always said that book on tape voice he had. It was very calm and very. We would always, because he would be on here along with Joe and Amy when we'd go around the table. So you would get like a few sentences out of him. But which is kind of funny because I feel like, to give a shout out, I mean, he was in the first 100 half, but still to give a shout out to Brad Sherbert, Sherbs, who was our original, original, yeah, and he was quiet too, but we had, I mean, it's from an old episode, so I'm not going to bring it up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm going to say.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Shout out to you, Sherbs. Hope you're doing well, man.
If you want to know what he was going to say, come over to the Discord. Maybe we'll sneak it in there. Next guest we had on was episode 117. I believe he's actually in here. Did I see Dusty in here? We had on Dusty and Chelsea.
Is in here.
And this was not the first time we've had them on. We had them on a previous episode. And
their first episode was when your cat shit in your bed. And
rest in peace to that cat.
Rest in peace to that cat. That cat wreaked havoc on this podcast.
Yeah.
Wreaked havoc.
Yeah.
That was their first episode, but they came on a second time for us.
Cat shit on my pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave
I
sends
remember
a
getting the
message
text
to me.
and my wife texted me, was like, "I need you to come upstairs now. The cat just shit on your pillow." And I messaged Luke in the private chat on here, and I was like, "I'll be right back. My cat just shit on my pillow." And
I messaged Nate because I didn't want to say it out loud at the time. I was going to message it to Dusty and Chelsea, but I was like, Dusty will lose it because I'm going to lose it. And I was trying so hard not to. I was trying so hard not to laugh real hard, so I messaged Nate. I was like, dude, Dave's cat just shit all over his pillow, and I'm like putting cry emojis. I don't know, but now fucking karma's got my ass, because now I got a cat that just has been wreaking. I mean, he's not shit on my pillow, but he's just terrorizing my poor dog. My fucking, yeah, I'll just say that what goes around comes around. So I shouldn't have laughed at that so hard, but no, they were Chelsea and Dusty were our first
Awesome.
They were our first couple, married couple that were on together, and they have been long time. I mean, at this point it's been years.
Longtime supporters.
And we're our paths are gonna cross, because I drive by at least once or twice yearly, because I know they're close to Buckeye Lake. Well, one of these days we're gonna get together. But the cat shit, yes, that was a classic.
Yeah, that was. Next one was Cam Sawa. Finally got Cam on. That was episode 120 with Cam.
Yeah, and he also has been he's been around for a long time as far as supporter and listener, and when we had tried to get him on prior, it didn't work out, and then we took the hiatus, and then just time went by, and I remember I asked him one, and it worked out, and I remember his internet, him, and I know we'll get to Jonah too, because I know Jonah's in here, but I think him and Cam both. I always think, like, me living where I live, West by God, Virginia, we were talking about COVID, or COVID was my state was the last state COVID found, nobody knows where we're at, but man, my internet reception, I felt like I was living in the Jetsons compared to I was like, dude, they don't have
internet, they don't have Wi-Fi.
Man, Cam had to sit on a certain
on his front porch.
On his front porch. Yeah, he was outside. God bless him.
He had to get cell phone service to come on. It was incredible. Shout out to all you guys. It's incredible. Next pair of guests we had on talking about a husband-wife combo, episode 124 with the Rollin' Rogans, our good friends, fucking family now at this point. I mean, unreal. Also, shout out to them. If you haven't yet, go and check out their podcast as well. They are fucking killing it right now. They just had RJ on too. Everybody, obviously, if you're listening here, you know who RJ is. And they just had RJ on, and it was incredible to get to hear a whole different side of him than what, we are used to seeing and hearing from RJ. So definitely go and check out the Rollin' Rogans podcast.
Yeah, incredible. I don't know if it's the latest one, but they had Joe's mom on again but yeah, they which I've listened.
Sorry,
I've listened to basically all of them.
The Rollin' Rogans Art of Aging. I forgot to mention the freaking podcast name. Instead of just, hey, go check out the Rollin' Rogans podcast. Rollin' Rogans Art of Aging.
Art of Aging.
Go and check.
Yes.
Oh yes. Go and check them out. Yeah, they're here. Thanks for the love.
Well,
love you guys.
I like to bring. Well, I'd like to talk about. And honestly, since you're here, Amy, because I've lived it with Ashley's grandmother, and I asked her if she would be interested in doing it, talking, because she took care of her grandmother for about 4 years before her mom and dad came. I think it was maybe 3 years before her mom and dad came home. But I just want to say, I was fortunate with my grandmother didn't start slipping till she was like 98 years old, and she was still good for a while. But I like what their podcast is of the art of aging. I think what makes it is stuff that is inevitable. Now, how you deal with it is how you're going to deal with it. But everybody at some point, I mean, everybody passes away, but some of us get older. Like I think about my mother a lot. Like I'm 7 years older now than my mother was when she, and that, like, I think about that. I'm like, dude, that's so crazy. But that's not really about taking care of, people when they're older. And you and I both have parents that are, my dad's a little bit older than your folks, but it's like, dude, when you get older and you hit the age and it is something that every family, I think, it's somewhere along the line, or rather it's somebody and what their podcast is and what they're representing is, I think it's important for people, because it's tough. It's hard.
Yeah.
And you have your good moments and you have your bad, but I do want to say one thing, just to give one more plug to the Art of Aging, that, I don't need them yet, Devin. I don't need fucking Cialis or Viagra yet. I'm still getting fucking, Ashley wouldn't let me take it. She'd be army crawling out of that bed.
Fuck.
But damn it, man, it threw me off.
Perfect timing.
But it was.
Sorry.
But I was thinking of boner pills. But yeah, that's what happens when you go live. But that is a part of aging too, though. You're not wrong. Sometimes you need to use that shit. But to give one more plug to the Art of Aging, I don't know. I don't know if it was RJ's episode or it might. Yeah, it was RJ's episode. And I think it's been talked about in other episodes of, like, parents will say the darndest things when they get older. So I want to just say this real quick, that this was when Ashley's grandmother was still alive. And when I came into the picture, she was already, like, final stages of dementia. She wasn't, like, really speaking much at all. And that was it. She didn't have any, you couldn't have a conversation with her. She was pretty much gone. But sometimes they kind of come to. So she was in the recliner and I was in the living room. I don't remember it was just the two of us. I don't know exactly. I can't remember what was going on, but, like, everybody, I think it was in the summer or whatever, and people were outside. I think maybe the grill, whatever. It was just the two of us. And out of nowhere, and dude, this was like, we were grilling. So I had a little buzz. I drank a couple beers, and I'm sitting there, and she out of nowhere, cause she wouldn't do anything. She'd just sit there and he'd watch whatever. And she's just sitting there, and out of nowhere, she's like, "That's going to get wet over there." And I turned my head real slow, cause, like I said, I was kind of buzzed, and I was like, "What? What's going to get wet over there?" She said, that's going to get wet over there. And she pointed, and I fucking looked over, and when I looked back, she put her hand down and it was, like, gone again. And I thought, what the fuck? I went over and, like, patted around. There was nothing wet. I don't know where the fuck it came from, but it was always so, like, just kind of out of, but anyways, yeah, The Art of Aging is a good podcast to listen to if you especially if you were entering that realm of caregiving. And if you're not, it's good to hear it, because at some point you're may have to be called on it. But yes, man, some serious and some dark humor. Yes. That's what I love most about it. Whatever episode it was, she said something about people getting canceled or not listening. I was like, I was cracking up in the UPS truck just laughing. If it was on Bluetooth, there was probably some people clutching their pearls, but I don't give a shit. I have so much other stuff that, music and other shit. I've had comedian podcasts on just saying terrible stuff, and I don't realize my Bluetooth's on loud.
Yeah, so shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Rolling Rogans. The next guest was coming into the Christmas episodes, the holiday episodes in the month of December. Episode 129 with Jonah Davison. Now, Jonah, for those of you that might not know, Jonah is the way he makes the artwork on the back of the trucks
out of
in
dust.
dirt. in the dust, and it's incredible. If you've ever seen his stuff on social media before, absolutely crazy. But so you just mentioned Cam too, and Jonah also doesn't have Wi-Fi. He actually had to go to Starbucks to finish uploading the episode on his end, so that it would. So just a quick side story: what program that we uses cloud recording, and it's all local. So the guests that we have on, it gets recorded on their end and it gets uploaded to a cloud. Well, he couldn't upload it to the cloud because he didn't have enough Wi-Fi. His Wi-Fi was shitting out. So he had to go to like his local Starbucks and log into their Wi-Fi to get his episode to finish uploading to the cloud. I didn't think we were going to have an episode that week, but incredible. But yeah, dude, he's such an interesting guy, and I absolutely loved it, dude. Loved it, and the way he even described like how he does the artwork on the back of the trucks, and how I forgot what he uses, but he uses his phone, takes a picture, and then like takes the thing he's gonna use to like makes it negative or something like that, and then he has this whole process to it, and it's pretty awesome. So if you haven't yet, go and check out Jonah Davison on Instagram. Next one after that, episode 130, incredible, because I definitely consider her a friend now, and that is More at Give Me More Cosplay. Very active in the Discord, and all of that. I mean, she's such a hoot. Absolutely love getting to chat with her, and I mean, everything. Her cosplay outfits are absolutely incredible, and so if you don't follow her, go give her a follow at Give Me More Cosplay. GIMMIEMOORE Cosplay. Give Me More Cosplay. And she's incredible. Her and all of her friends, they go to these like Comic-Cons and all these different cons, and they all dress up in cosplay, and she makes a lot of them, if not all of them, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? She makes all of them, I think.
So.
I think she makes all of them.
Does.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny too, one of the best parts of her episode was at the very end.
Holy shit.
I hadn't made the announcement yet of the cockroach kitty. R.I.P. to the cockroach kitty. That cat was walking the line of death for 10 fucking years, man. It just I was shocked every time I saw it, and she I forget what it was. We were just talking. We were like wrapping up, and she was like, "Yeah, my favorite black cat," and it had just died finally, because I didn't see it, and it was always out. And I had the woman was out there, and I was like, "Did that?" She said, "Yeah, finally." And I kept thinking, I was like, I was like, they probably just threw it in the dumpster. I hate to say that, but it was so gritty. I didn't even throw
my cat in the dumpster.
Well, I know that they didn't throw it in the dumpster. Maybe, I don't know. I know they took care of it, I'm sure. I'm just saying, it looked like it could have got thrown in a dumpster. That's all.
I mean, it was absolutely hysterical. That reaction at the end of that video is just...
I couldn't hold it in, man. I almost, in my head, I was like, I don't want to say anything because she's going to feel like shit. But I think I was like, oh.
Yeah. Like, I don't even think you said anything. I think it was just like your face and like the facial expression that you made, and I'm pretty sure it was just the facial expression that like came across you. And then she was like, "No, Luke."
Yeah,
no.
Something like that. God.
Say it ain't so, Luke. And it was, dude, absolutely.
Yeah,
wild. Just wild.
I'll have to ask that woman, even though it's been like a couple years or a year and a half. I just have this image. I don't know. I'd like to think they gave him a proper burial. I'll have to get an image of that cat. He was rough. He was rough looking. He looks like that. He looks like that Crypt Keeper, Tales of the Crypt reader.
Yeah, right. So what was funny is at the end of the episode, I was talking about like go follow Luke at Real Nomad Delivery Guy, and you get a whole bunch of stuff. He loves his animals, and then it like triggered her, and she was just like, "Wait a second." And this is, let's see if you can hear this here.
He has cute animals on route. My favorite black cat.
Oh. I'm just kidding.
On that note,
yeah, I hate to tell you.
No, my little sweater man.
He crossed the bridge.
Damn.
Yeah. Into it. Hopefully not into a dumpster.
Absolutely incredible. Like, that was absolutely incredible. So that, shout out to everybody so far. This is incredible. The following episode after that, we had on the guest David Castro at UPS Maine on Instagram.
Dude,
David Castro. Dude, it's so cool to hear like him doing all the coaching and everything like that he does after work. And I mean, the dude's an absolute beast.
He had that.
He was wife carrying competitions. Yeah. So unique. I mean, everything. It's just,
and
so cool.
He did not give a shit to say, and he's been around for a while, so it's like he's got more seniority than I do on the road. So who am I to ever question anything? But he did not care to say that he is an absolute runner because he gets done so he can coach and do his shit. And I respect him for that because he don't mince words with that, man. He straight up said, he's like, yeah, he wanted to get done, family stuff. That's the thing is, for him to have the job to do that and be able to still work, the job we do, because I feel like at just some point you also have to have good relationships and management too, because I feel like there would be some places out there that would really I feel like they would just keep pushing. You know what I mean? Just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And it and just like, yeah, man, he was a good dude and very played he played against Boise State, I think he said, did he play at Boise State? Oh man, it's gonna bug me now. He was a college. He played college football, and I cannot. Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry I butchered that, David. But you're a good dude, very good man.
Absolutely. And then we moved into the next year in 2025. Episode 134, we had Kim at Kimba Savvy. So a little history with this. We had her on for the episode.
Yeah, this was the first time this ever happened, by the way.
First time it's ever happened in 134 episodes. We had her on, recorded the episode. I'm like, all right, and like the next day, I'm like, all right, let's edit this bad boy. Let's get this up and going. Let's get it ready to be posted. The episode's not there. It somehow did not save. And like we said, first time, like everything looked good. Everything looked great as we're recording, and then bam, I go to edit it and it's not there. And I'm like, I messaged Luke. I was like, we got a problem. We got a problem. We just lost a whole, I was looking for backup files and nothing. I'm not sure what happened. Just an absolute glitch in the system. And I had to message Kim back. And this was probably one of the most embarrassing things I've ever had to do with a guest, is be like, hey, listen, our equipment fucked up. And the great episode that we recorded with you last night, we're going to have to do it all over again. It's just like, do you mind? And, do you have time to do it? We were banking on this to get your episode released, this upcoming week. And do you have time to do it tonight?
So we didn't have anything pre-recorded either.
No. And God bless Kim's heart. she was an absolute champ about it, and she was great with it and completely understood. And so she came back on that night to record it again, and we got everything up and running. And I mean, she's awesome out there killing it in Rhode Island. And she also models on the side as well. She also does modeling. I think she's just started a podcast too with a friend of hers. So I mean, she's absolutely killing it. So go follow her at Kimba Savvy on the social media pages.
Yeah, she was a trooper for doing that, and that really, because it was like it's like one of them ones you just don't like. I still to this day, she was like, you don't see people that model and work for UPS, because usually I feel like if you think modeling, you don't think manual labor. Shout out to Kim for being break against the stereotype, because I never, like, if you'd asked me prior to her, like, you think any models drive? I'd have been like, hell no. Like, no, not even thought about that. People that model, they don't do this shit. She proved me wrong, though.
Yeah, and so from there, we go to episode 141, and we caught up with our great friend across the pond, Mr. Alex Lane.
Oh, man.
Amazing. Go check out his music, guys. Go check out Alex Lane on Spotify, Apple Music. Go check out his music. I mean, hey, UPS driver by day, musical artist by night, and he's out there killing it over there in the UK.
But telling us he did, I think he mentioned it on that episode of the most recent one, that he said when he came to the States and said he was a UPS driver, he got greeted with like people welcomed it so much more here, because over there, if you don't deliver Royal Mail, you're just considered shit, I guess.
Right. It's like the Royal Mail carrier over there here, he's saying, is like the top of the top. Like that's the King's Mail.
Everybody else like is JV team.
Right. Everybody else just a bunch of, scrubs. And then, when he said when he came over here to the States on vacation, like, what do you do? I'm a UPS driver. And everyone's like, oh, awesome. Everyone's excited. And, yeah.
Dude, and another thing, because I saw Amy just commented in here again too, also, because to tie this in, which is kind of crazy, the old steel trap memory here, just fucking remembered one, to tie in our very own Joe Rogan and Alex Lane there. It was on his first episode, and it was totally by random, because when we had him on the first time, it was not long after the 2020 election had happened. And, he was like, what's going on in America? They don't talk about it anymore now that it's over. And it was right at that time when it was like literally when we recorded that day. It was either that morning or something. That was when Biden had tripped up the steps the first time. And Joe made a reel, like Joe and Amy had made that reel, but he had put Joe Biden. Yeah. He put Biden falling off of a bike. And then it was like the next weekend or whatever, when he did that, we were like, holy shit, dude.
Joe Biden actually fell off a bike.
He's like, dude, he put this on and he did that. I was like, holy crap, dude. He manifested that.
Yeah.
Surprised the Secret Service didn't come track you guys down. But that was his first episode. But yeah, Alex is a good dude, long friend of the podcast. But yeah, very good musician as well.
Oh, yeah. Next, we had episode 144. Hey, that's my UPS guy. We had Kylie on, and I mean, he has such an emotional story. I mean, I won't get into it really, but I mean, he shared a very emotional story about something that he saw on road.
Yeah.
And he's out there busting out the social media, so definitely go give him a follow at Hey, that's my UPS guy.
Yeah, such a good name. That's such a catchy screwed name.
Yeah. And yeah, dude, it's he's so good, dude. He's it's just everybody. I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again because it's just true, obviously, that all of the guests we've had on are just incredible. But But yeah, yeah, I really don't want to, like, I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it. So if you want to hear about that emotional story, yeah, go check out his episode 144. Hey, that's my UPS guy.
No, I know what you mean. Like, he wouldn't mind if we told it, but it's hard to, like, it's in his own words. It's so hard to try to say it. It would just, I know it wouldn't be the same. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, hey, that's my UPS guy. Such a great name.
It is. It is. Next up, we had episode 147 with Luke at that dude Luke in Michigan.
Oh man, you want to talk about a name you fucked up for a long time? That was
that one got me.
I wish we had a tally on how many episodes you just butchered that on.
Ding. I know. Luke, yeah, dude.
He one thing
long-time listener.
Yes.
He's been listening for a long time, like probably one of the first supporters we've had. And
because he was one of the first people that commented and stuff on things.
Right, on the questions
he's
of the
been
week.
around he's been around since
all
the
that.
beginning.
It took us to episode 147 to get him. So
yeah, and he's a fellow podcaster too. Like it's crazy that that it took that long, but
I know. Crazy, dude.
He also
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, kind of in a weird way, just when you listen to this, Luke, I invested. I didn't invest directly in Bitcoin, but I invested in something tied to Bitcoin and in the market. And it's funny because really, I could say the first I really kind of got I tweaked my ears might have been in your episode. So I'll say I appreciate that because right now it's up a little bit. Let's keep shooting for the moon. Hopefully we can say I appreciate that because it's going to be $1 million in 5 years, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Real quick here on the YouTube, Brian says she was the one that can manifest a porta potty, right? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Kim was the one that can manifest a porta potty.
Porta potty queen, they called her.
The porta potty queen.
Kim, the porta potty queen. That is what their center called her up there. She manifested porta potties.
Incredible.
To this day, dude, when I see it, I'm like, shit. There it is. Because sometimes I'll see one randomly out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, man, it's like a tooth fairy coming out here. Yes.
Episode 149. The story behind this episode is pretty crazy.
Mr. Gate, that was a year ago.
I mean,
wow.
So I will give a little quick backstory. I'm not sure. We may have mentioned it here. That day, I got a message on Reddit from a gentleman who goes by the name of Brian.
Brian.
Yep, Brian. And Brian shared his short, brief story about how he is no longer a UPS employee. And the story is absolutely crazy. You probably have heard it before, but episode 149 is called From Laughter to Layoffs, the Roostergate incident. So Roostergate, we're talking about pictures of roosters. The Roostergate, which got word spread out about a big cock on a picture, and we were talking about a rooster. So don't call the 1-800 hotline on us, okay? But
one of the craziest, because it came together in like 45 minutes.
Insane.
And what's crazy is it because it was like Reddit like that, it was like gone, like candle in the wind. Like he came on, told it, was gone.
Beast.
That was it.
Yeah.
And it was like, so we just sat there that whole episode like with our jaws open, like what the? But it was crazy to just listen to. I don't know. That was a wild episode. But then it spun into Discord taking pictures of giant roosters because what's crazy is that's way more of a lawn decorative item in houses and lawns than
way
you
more
realize.
Than we think.
Yeah, way more
real.
than you realize.
Crazy. Like, just get a real one. At that point,
For
There's
real,
so many
man.
fake ones.
There's a bunch. Yeah, they're all over the place.
I know.
And apparently that's not just a state, because Discord, everybody's from different states.
Yeah.
People are sending in like apparently it's a nationwide decorative item for some reason. But yeah.
I don't get it. I've seen big cocks, I've seen little cocks, and I've painted cocks, frozen cocks. There was a lot of cock pictures, guys. If you're into Discord, you know what I'm talking about. Roosters. But I mean, incredible episode. Listen, that episode, I don't even know how it got out and reached the way that it did, but we even met new people that we talk to now from that episode who was like, yeah, I started listening on the Roostergate episode. I couldn't believe what happened, and so I mean, that for some reason that episode just really pushed people towards us, and fucking thankful for that, obviously, because a lot of new friendships were made. So
right.
Man. Episode 151, good friend of the pod, Daniel the Warrior.
Dude, Daniel
fucking
the Warrior still coming
jacked.
in. He came, like, when we had him on the first time and then had him on the last time, it was like for episode 151, it's like he just never stopped doing push-ups and pull-ups.
Nope.
Because, dude, yeah, he, and I said it on his episode, but I said, dude's got some of the best tattoos. Because I was like, he's tatted up. But there's some people, I feel like not all people could be damn near fully tatted up and pull it off. But dude,
he looks good because his arms are like fucking tree trunks.
Yeah, he's fucking, he is surpassed. I think when he first started the journey, when he first started, I could have kept up with him doing push-ups, but dude, now not.
Starless says, I want to be him when I grow up. LOL. For real.
Right?
For real. I mean, definitely good follow too. If you don't, go follow him on Instagram at Daniel the Warrior. I mean, such positive stuff. He's a very positive, uplifting guy. So definitely go give him a follow and check out his content. Episode 153, Fernando Loaiza.
The return of Fernando.
Fernando, a little back history on Fernando. It was either the first or second Christmas live. It was the first Christmas live we did. Somebody hopped on off of Facebook and was like, hey, like, you guys seem real cool, and never heard of us before. Saw it on Facebook and ended up hopping on the live with us and said, yeah, I'm a UPS driver out here in Arizona. And, we became friends then. And and that's kind of how it was. And so, we finally got him on to chat with him. And besides the Christmas lives that we would see him here and there. But Fernando's also someone who the Rogans have met as well in their travels. Yep. I mean, man, just incredible. And I heard nothing but good things from them about the Loaiza family, just welcoming them into their home, cooking dinner, I believe, too, and like all that great stuff. So, Fernando, dude, we're hold on. There's so many things I could say, and like the first thing that comes to my mind is that picture of him during peak season with the like knee-high elf socks on, like the Christmas sweater and the hat or whatever he was wearing, to even the video of his daughter and him out there the one peak season, and she was his helper. I mean, incredible, dude. He's such a kind soul, and I really hope our paths cross one day with him.
I'm still, whenever I get to Tucson, because I have family in Tucson. My Aunt Betsy lives out there, and she's been trying to get me out there forever, and I need to get out west again. It's been a long time, but yes, our paths will cross, Fernando. Yep, that's it. I do want to say, though, just to give of experiences before we go to the next guest episode, because I noticed, because I'm looking at Fernando's and I saw the Flash Flood episode was after that. I just want to say, of a first time ever, of an experience of these last 100 episodes, just as far as events go. And I know I'd spoke about it on that episode and more detail, but just to say I never understood flash flood until I was in a flash flood, and holy shit, that is all I can say. You want to talk about feeling helpless? Damn. We were luckier than most in that. It wasn't like crazy devastation, but a lot of people, you know, it was enough. And I mean, it was, but yeah, that was the first time I'd ever experienced something like that. And that was on Father's Day. Just to end it on that, I was like, I left my house, my dad's house. See, if I see any high water, I'll text you. Had the Buick, dude, 97 Buick LeSabre, just fucking going through floods. I had Dodge Rams following me, I swear. Shit.
Yes. Next, we had episode 158 with Amazon. Does he still work for Amazon? I don't even know.
Tony?
But Tony DeLeon.
I think he does.
Tony DeLeon, Amazon driver, first Amazon driver we ever had on the podcast. And great follow too as well. So it was pretty cool to hear his side of things, being like an outsider.
Yeah, because I feel like we always busted Amazon's balls.
Oh, we still do.
Yeah, we still do. But
they're the worst drivers.
He was our first one on. We were diplomatic and respectful to one another for sure.
We were. But I mean, it was, like I was saying, it's cool to hear his perspective being outside of the company and how they were trying, you know, with the whole Teamsters thing and them trying to unionize Amazon out there, and him really trying to pull that all together. And great follow. Like I said, go follow him. Go follow Tony. Episode 163, dude. Episode 163, we had on Slammer's daughter, Paige McFarland.
Dude. And I wanted to give a shout out to Paige. She is her page on TikTok. I was like saying her page, but her literal page on TikTok. She is doing really well. You know, she posts stuff about like her, you know, with the ring announcing stuff and things like that. And she has got a very good following and a lot. Yeah. So shout out to the success on the TikTok page. I know it's weird to say it like that, but yeah, we had wanted to, because I think it was because of that we talked about like, dude, we got to try to get her on because we love her dad, obviously. I mean, if the Slammer shirt, when you had it on that episode, whatever it was, we just started discussing if that was it had to be the NWO logo, which he did confirm for us. That was, he had used that to make it like designed as the NWO design. But it was also cool to hear another kid through, because you and your dad were on, obviously, but it was cool to hear it from another like kid parent perspective on how. And what was crazy is like we barely scratched the surface with her. Like we totally got it.
I know.
Like we talked about getting, I don't know if Slammer's
get
still
both
in
of
here
them
or not,
on
but
at the
we
same
said if we
time.
get them both on.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
But
we awesome. Also, I feel like we barely scratched the surface on that one, but it was so cool to hear, just to hear the story. Like, what's funny to me, because she grew up in wrestling, like she was, let me see. I think like when I watched the Hell in a Cell match, that was 5, the Undertaker Mankind match. That would have, I think that was like 5 or 6 years before she would have been born. When I had told her that, it was like, somebody knows her stuff, because she was instant, like, oh, you saw
She's well
that.
versed
So you literally so you literally saw like the craziest thing of all time. It like didn't even hesitate. And I thought, man, that's awesome, because normally people, that But that if you're a wrestling fan, though, my nephews are younger than she is, and they're also like, I feel like that. I mean, I think Undertaker said it too. Mick Foley's like, that moment will outlive us, and it's dude, people will be talking about that forever. But yeah,
Never.
great episode. Need to get another one going, but they are also schedules are busy because Slammer is still driving, and Brett
pile driving.
Yeah, throwing leg drops and not drop boxes or what, or doing drop box. Yeah, I couldn't think of so. I was trying to think of something clever.
So shout out to Page 2. Thank you guys so much, everybody. 164, we had episode 164, we had Adam Gillespie.
Our first lawyer to UPS
From
driver.
lawyer to UPS driver. This dude left the lawyer's office and said, I'm going to be a UPS driver. Nah, he still does the lawyering stuff on the side. Yeah, from lawyer to UPS driver. Such an interesting story, too, that he told there.
I know. That was a good episode.
You would think, why would you leave your lawyer to become a UPS driver?
But he also, for what he did, I could understand, because that would be tough. That would be tough. To go to the episode, you could listen to it, but he was also, I remember he said because of his law firm, he was the person that sued people for medical bills. So he even said that was a shitty job because you know what I mean? Like, medical system's already crappy as it is. They have to be that guy. But yeah.
No. Next, we move forward quite a ways to episode 177, From Service to Profits, featuring Vic Warhowski. My dad.
And that was Vic's second round coming on.
Yeah.
And good thing that he did, because my internet was absolutely terrible that night. That's what I remember about that episode. Or I don't know if it was my internet or just that I think my 20-year-old laptop finally shit the bed, and that was
that may have been around that time.
I think it was done. It was on its last leg. But I don't even, honestly, I hate to say it like that, but yeah, I would have to listen to it because my internet was that bad that I was pretty much non-existent in that episode for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I know I had a few words, but we were dad sharing the knowledge.
Yeah, and I mean, especially like now, so much has changed since the last time we actually had him on. So much has changed in the company since the last time that we had him on. And
yeah.
Oh yeah. And so it's just like, everything that was going on now in the past couple of years, layoffs, building closures, appearance standard changes, Linux cameras, to maps, to power steering, to no, but just like, any of that newer stuff. And what he's seeing now as a retired, Circle of Honor driver, it's, and he's absolutely blown away with how the lack of service, how the service quality went down too. It's not the same. And we've talked about it endless times, I think, already. It's not the same UPS it is not the same UPS that it was 5 years ago. And, service took a back seat. But let's not get too far into that. But I can't thank my dad enough. We almost actually had him on again, but I think next time I'm going to try and see if I can get him on next time that they're up here visiting and we're recording. I was talking about earlier how the Roostergate episode introduced us to a lot of new people. This next guest here, episode 178, was featuring Glenn, and we met Glenn because of the Roostergate episode. He started listening. He's one of those that started listening. Glenn Papa. Or no, wrong. I was wrong. I made a mistake. Let's rewind that. I was thinking of Greg, which was coming up. Sorry, Glenn.
You were.
Glenn was
Dodgers
also
fan. Yes, friend. He knew Glenn and RJ know each other well, but I'd reached out. I'd found Glenn on TikTok. That was how I didn't even realize him and RJ knew each other until they had said it. But I saw him on TikTok, and what the crazy thing is with Glenn is that, well, it wasn't crazy. It was just like he was willing to record And this dude's
Oh
a Dodgers.
God.
This dude's
That's
a
right.
Dodgers fan. Like, he's a Dodgers fan.
It was game 7, wasn't it?
Game 7 of the World Series. That was how much of a team player he was willing to be. And we were like, dude, we can't ask you to do that.
Can't ask you to come do
game
this
7
right now,
of the
dude.
World Series. The only thing that would have been, but it went into extra innings. That's what, because we thought about just doing it live and just
and the Dodgers
as the
won.
game went. But then the Dodgers won.
Imagine getting that reaction live. Would have been so much fun.
Oh man,
That would have been
we'd
so
have been
much
waiting
fun.
a while because it went into extra innings, but it would have been it would have been awesome.
I know.
But just I
I
thought,
know.
like, could you imagine trying to watch? Like, just imagine if you were trying to do a podcast and the Mets are in Game 7 of the World Series, and you
And
just
it
be
happened.
like looking. You're
Rangers
just
are
looking,
in Rangers are in Game 7
Stanley
of the
Cup.
fucking Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, dude. So we ended up getting it worked out because that was a Christmas episode, so we had some time to get that redone. But yeah, Glenn and he is back to work now too. I don't know if you knew that or not. He was off for a bit, but he's back on the saddle again.
Awesome. Next, like I was just talking about, I got a little ahead of myself. Sorry, guys. The next one here we met from the Roostergate episode, and that is Greg DePew out in Indiana.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, so awesome because I feel like I've had so many more friendships like evolve from meeting Greg and us talking to Greg and all that. So Greg, dude, yeah, shop steward. He won. I think he's got 5 or something like that. I think he said he's got 4 or 5 shop stewards in his center. And so I mean, anything too, guys. He's on the Discord. Like, he's so knowledgeable with stuff. And like we said, there's a spot in there for work questions. He is one of the ones that does answer them as well because he is knowledgeable when it comes to it. So, dude, shout out to Greg and everybody else. The party line that they have and everybody that I met on there, Chad, everybody, Erica. Yeah, I'm gonna start naming people. I don't want to do that. Waste everybody's time, bore people. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Greg for coming on and
being on the
great.
episode, dude.
Great guest. Dude, I never knew he was a drummer until like a week ago.
Really?
Like, somehow we never talked about music.
Damn,
we had
dude,
him on.
that's wild that you guys.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you just didn't sense it. You guys weren't just tapping beats on the phone. Or something. Like, huh?
We're just drum. I was trying to come up with something like telepathically, like using the word drumapathically, like, anyways, stupid. I'm an idiot. Next, we had episode 182 from small town to union leadership with Richard Hooker Jr.
Boy, I mean, I know I just literally talked about it last episode, but I think he's making some leeway, man. I think he is, the Fearless Slate is becoming more and more. I don't know if it would be enough, but I'd said it last episode that, I've been seeing some pages really trying to slander that man. So he must be making some noise because he's bothering the incumbents. I'll just say that. He was motivated, like David said, ready to run through a wall for the guy. I don't know, we'll know a lot more. He's running for Teamster president. That's for the people that don't know that. I figure most of the listeners are probably aware if they've listened
trying
to the recent
to.
episode.
I think he needs the votes or whatever.
He needs the votes at the convention in June.
The backing, yep.
To
all that. So
he's attempting to.
He's gonna try.
And we had reached out to him, and he responded back and came on immediately. I don't, we literally just spoke about
4
it.
months later.
I don't want to, but yeah, he said he never gets on Instagram, but when he read the message, he came on quick. So
shout out to Richard Hooker.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming on, and could be calling. He might be running the show one day. I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell.
He might be. And then we fast forward actually a long ways. We're continuing to go all the way up to, believe it or not, our meetup.
To the meetup episodes of John and
Yes. Yep. Shout out to John Hilligus, who is just roasting me right now in this chat about the 100th episode. Thanks a lot, John, for the
reminder. I messaged him about that. I said because the Rangers were playing Tampa Bay, they won that game, and they ended up losing that series. But I had messaged him prior because we saved that episode for the actual 100th one, and I told him, I was like, dude, you listen to that 100th episode. There's a part of it you're really going to laugh at, but I'm not going to tell you. But you'll know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But incredible time, dude. Getting to spend a weekend with John and Brad Mosier. I mean, that was... Oh, what a time, dude. What a time getting to interview John, too. And I mean, you know, shout out to him. I see he's doing his thing. He's out there on the cruises right now. All of that. And you know, John went through a very difficult time in his life that, you know, nobody ever wants to go through. And you know, just huge props for him, you know, huge props to him for opening up and, you know, sharing his heart with us and being vulnerable with everybody. And I'm glad to see he's doing well. I'm glad to see him out there on his trips, out there on his cruises and all that. And it was just a great weekend to get to spend time with him.
Yeah, man. It was. It's so crazy just to be like, it is so, it's so wild to finally meet people that, you know, because I'd talked to him and Brad for a long time, obviously. I mean, we had only met once. So just to, you know, it was just, and to say it, I gotta bring this up because I know I'm sure we had to have brought it up prior, but, you know, when I pulled up to meet you guys, you know, there was a UPS truck and a UPS driver there. And I thought, what are the odds? What are the odds? Said, then I kept thinking, I was like, they must have set this up for me. I don't know, but I'm just kidding. I didn't.
I actually took one from my center to drive it down there.
Yeah. Oh, man. That would have been hilarious. We all meet up in UPS trucks. Then we would have been on the news. I mean, like, four UPS
stolen
drivers UPS
are arrested. There's one way to get the podcast out there.
Yeah. John, shit, man. And John's even retired. He'd have had to break in. Yeah. He couldn't even use the excuse of having one. He would have to break in. I guess we would all have, it'd still be theft for us, even though we still technically work for him, I guess.
We wouldn't have to break in. We'd just walk in and take the package car and
that'd have taken a long ass time. God, I was flying.
The governor beyond the entire time.
Yeah, I'd have been standing on that with fucking both feet.
Great. Amazing. Next one of the most recent episodes, episode 197, Generations of UPS with RJ. RJ's family story. Can't say enough good things about RJ and Kiki. You know, I mean, we didn't have Kiki on, but we know her, obviously, and we've had her on previously.
We talked to her a little bit afterwards because I told him he'd literally said, he's like, well, my wife might be laying naked on the bed, so don't share. I haven't got that good at editing yet. Hit the video. Fucking. No, yeah, they are.
But
people.
Favorite part of that podcast most recently, him telling the story about the Beastie Boys and that iconic photo of the Beastie Boys wearing the UPS uniforms.
Yeah,
is absolutely incredible.
It was crazy.
Incredible story.
If Starla's still in here, I believe Starla said she remembers seeing that picture from the past, like a long time ago. Because that's what's crazy. I said, I wonder how many people have seen that picture of the Beastie Boys in UPS uniforms. I'm sure it's circulated. And just to know, we know the guy.
We know
where knows the guy. From. We know the guy that knows the guy that supplied those uniforms.
It's incredible, dude. It's such an incredible story. that he has with that. Oh, dude.
I wouldn't think. I mean, I don't know that, but I still think I want to make sure I say it again. For those uniforms being straight out of the dirty clothes, they were more pristine looking than most of the uniforms you see today. Just saying,
bro, for real.
They're coming straight out of a clothes hamper with sweaty ass shorts and pants, just looking crisp.
Real, bro. They look better than the uniforms that people wear today out there. It's incredible. I mean, you can't get better than that. Such an incredible photo.
It is, dude.
Such an incredible photo. I mean, even like the winter hat too. It's just kind of folded up backwards to the side.
I know.
Buttons all the way up to the top. It's it's incredible.
I swear, I want to know where those uniforms are today. They've got to be. I mean, like I said,
they probably threw them in a dumpster.
Yeah, they're probably in there,
or left them at the next hotel.
They're in a dumpster with that cat somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, God damn it! Can't believe you just went there. Following RJ's episode, last but not least, we had our interview from the Meetup with Brad Mosier. Brad, OG of the pod, on the Discord active. Brad. Where to start with Brad? I mean, he was there from day one, literally day one of recording.
Yeah, finally for me. I mean, he was of all the times we had talked, and to be able to actually see him in person, I'm glad, dude. I'm glad he was able to make it up, and he was able to multitask that trip because he was also meeting with his girlfriend's
family. Yeah.
So he was able to get some stuff done at least, but he was able to hang out with us and record an episode and shoot the shit. And that, I mean, the only thing, if there was anything I wish we could have done, I wish we could have made it longer, but it's like one of those things where we have our lives to live and we make a weekend, and it is to get there. It's like, but it was still awesome. It was awesome just to get the night is better than not seeing anybody at all. So still being able to spend the evening and getting stuff, it was still a great experience, and I'm glad we were able to do it. And the Airbnb, the house we were at, was fucking incredible. Pictures all over the place.
Artists.
This guy was a photographer. Yeah. And that was the other thing. Brad knew, because Brad's was it his uncle?
Son?
Well, no, Brad's uncle that was a submarine. Like he knew. Oh,
that's right. The owner of the Airbnb, yeah, who we got to chat with for a little bit while we were there. Shout out to him for the hospitality of that place too. I mean, shuffleboard, pool, all of that. But the owner was a part of the Marines, and Brad's, I think you said it was his uncle, right? Who was also on the submarine.
Yeah.
Part of the Marines, like the owner was. So they kind of had some, conversations back and forth.
They had some rapport there. And it was funny because he said, he's like, none of these guys can hear for shit. And that guy couldn't hear for shit. He literally said that. He's like, none of them in there. They're in that compressed ass submarine all them years. Can't hear nothing. But he was fun dude. Good guy.
Yep. And that was the last few there, buddy.
Dude, I mean, the fact that we had how long was episode 100? Because we had way less guests on the last 100. We still I feel like we still had we had more than I realized we did. I thought we didn't have.
When you go through it, it definitely is a lot more than you realize.
I wish you guys could have been there too, Amy, but we obviously understand why you guys weren't able to make it. And that was also the other thing too, to give a shout out to Brad and John, because they traveled further than we did, and for that to be able to, for that window, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It's not like the real one. It's similar to Uncle Eddie's. One of my coworkers has one.
We have to talk about the hat.
Oh, okay.
And then, I mean, there was also some unfortunate events that also happened since we started back up. And I mean, we could talk about the airplane that UPS lost, and the lives that were also lost on top of that. I mean, there's crazy. There was a lot of history shit that happened since we started back up too. I mean, it's
just a lot of unprecedented things of just, and to really not, I mean, I don't really want to get into that too much because we have so much already. But I mean, as far as shrinking the company, building better, not bigger, purposely not trying to get you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely different in that regard. And it's just, I mean, we've seen a lot of crazy shit as far as, I feel like one thing that we've always tried to say outside of kind of the delivery realm is to try to understand people's differences and be united the best you can, because there's also shit that, has happened that has gotten, like, we've had a lot of stuff that has happened to where, people, I mean, fucking, I was about to say people been, I mean, people been killed, and people been nearly killed, and there's been a lot of tension and fucking a lot of shit going on, man. And they, it was always, and like and even prior to that, like because we released that one episode the night before the election, and, we were just trying so hard to just say, of trying to look past differences of how people would vote and just be like, try to see each other as human beings the best you can. And then, you just see stuff out there. Yeah, there's been a lot of wild shit that has happened in the last 100, and to really, I mean, not to have to get into all that, but yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, that was like the flash flood thing was one, but then, like, I can say on the positive note, like, I understand so much now of being a father, being a parent. The first 100 episodes, I didn't, well, not really the first 100. I mean, she was basically born like right at the end of the first 100, but most of the first 100 episodes, or most of the, when we did prior to the hiatus, I was not, I wasn't a parent yet. And I don't think I understood really, what, because I would just come down. But like I'd said, dude, really, when she was born, it wasn't her. It was my fucking dog that made it terrible. Shout out to you, Gus. I love you, Bubby, but you're an asshole. But I don't think really.
I've always said to people, I was like, if you can raise an animal, you can raise a kid.
Yeah. I didn't raise that. I didn't raise Gus. We didn't raise Gus too well, so he's our Mulligan kid.
I mean, I usually say my cat. If you can raise my cat, you can raise a kid, because my cat's an asshole.
Yeah, Willow's not shitting. Willow's not shitting on our pillows yet, so
right.
I mean, yet. She might get spiteful though.
Oh shit. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened. I mean, here, I want to talk about this because obviously, like we said in the top of this here, the new contract was something that kind of lit the spark again for us to get this going. And I want to talk about it a little bit. All right, because, a lot of people are, a a lot of people have different opinions and views on things now that Sean O'Brien's been in office for a while. And you and I were talking about this earlier too on the phone, right? Historic contract, what was labeled an historic contract. What was historic about it specifically? Was it the fact that by the end of the contract, we'll be making almost $50 an hour? Yeah, okay. That's historic, right?
Yeah.
Is it the increase in pay for part-timers as well with this company? Yeah, they got a good raise too.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, I feel like it kind of dips off.
Well, especially the part-timers, let's really focus on them at first because, like, it was one of them things, well, yeah, we'll give them a raise, but now we're going to automate as much as we can and send volume to automated centers and not use. So I think it was just one of those things where it was like playing chess versus checkers kind of thing. And
yeah,
like
UPS knew what they were doing before
I would say
that contract got agreed upon.
Yeah. And I said this earlier, and to make sure to say it for both of them, for Carol and Sean O'Brien, the pandemic and COVID, while they both became heads of, she became CEO, he became president of the Teamsters.
Shortly after.
The pandemic, in the sense, like, we'll start with Carol first. They're making money hand over fist. We're delivering, I've said this not too long ago, we're delivering toilet paper, the essential shit. We're delivering whatever in bulk, nonstop craziness. We all,
Recliners,
the people that delivered in it and lived in it, you know what I'm talking about. So her plan was going to get put on halt anyway until that was done, because we were obviously needed a lot more. Like, at that stage, I mean, they're also printing money. They're making more money than they ever did in the history. But we were also, as they said, we were needed to be out there to.
We were essential workers.
Yeah, we were essential workers, quote unquote. And so, her first few years as CEO, the stock price is the highest it's ever been. Our revenues are the highest it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
It's smooth sailing. For the contract, we get to 2023. Now you flip it over to Sean O'Brien that, you don't have to be an expert negotiator to negotiate in that contract for COVID, because the numbers were there. The media and stuff were calling us essential workers. People were thanking delivery drivers and grocery store workers and all the people that were doing it. So, like, you were able to use all that shit. All the money they made, all the profits that were gained, the media patting us all on the back. There wasn't a whole lot really that you had to. I don't feel like you were going to be able to get the squeeze, because in that contract year we had the pandemic. And on Carol's end, they made the most money ever, because in that 5-year span was the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And now, it'll be really interesting. Now, he's got also, that's if he stays the president, and also if Carol stays the CEO. But it's weird how the pandemic benefited both of them. Like we were saying, they're almost,
in a weird way, it did.
Yeah, like
yes.
They both, so that contract, it was, but at the same time though, because of COVID, the plan of build better, not bigger got delayed and got halted. So they're going, yes,
because they had to build bigger.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, as far as the money value of it goes, they're like, okay, yeah, here's, $7 of in a 5-year span, the high, or $7.20, whatever it was. And they're given all that, but like I said, in the back of their mind, they're like, oh, we're about to shrink this motherfucker, you guys. So and now they've been, their stock is not $200 a share anymore. It's less than $100, and their revenue is not what it was. So you're not going to be like, you're not going to be able to do what you did in 2023 if you are the Teamster president. If it stays Sean O'Brien, you can't be the same way you were in 2023. Because the numbers aren't going to be there, and I mean, who knows what they'll be like then.
To even talk about it too. What else was in there? The air conditioning in trucks, where people are just starting to see that. People are just starting to see the air conditioners get put into trucks, And love you, Rogans. These guys are signing off. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Go check out the Roland Rogan's Art of Aging. But yeah, dude, it's just the air conditioners just started coming along because why? Because the Teamsters had to say something about, oh, you're not following the contract, and right now there were so many broken promises there. I mean, the Lytics cameras.
The Lytics cameras still getting installed.
Mm-hmm. That should have been. He said, isn't he on record? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Sean O'Brien's on record saying the Lytics cameras are going to be a strike issue. He's on record saying it. Maybe not camera, but he's on record saying that.
Yeah,
if cameras get put in, right, it's going to be a strike issue.
But
really?
Yeah.
I really think some of us got played.
I mean, I don't know.
In some sort of way.
What killed, I swear, and I said this when we were talking earlier, if there would be anything that would, if he loses as Teamsters president, the nail in the coffin would be capping the buyout. That would be the nail in the coffin, in my opinion, because what you were saying about the Lytics cameras, and we've said this a lot, so I don't want to get into it too much. Not until it became about the buyout, and they got real pissed because they're about to lose members to, that are putting in money to the pension, and I fucking get that. Like, the people that were defending that, I understand, but if it's somebody, I just think I'd said it like John Hilligus. John was a 30+ year driver. If he was going to work, let's just say hypothetically he was going to be I'm not saying he would have worked 40 years, John, but we're just going to say you would be like, I want to work another 5 years or 6 years, and then you get you take the buyout how can you be mad? Even if somebody's at 20 or 25 years, they've worked. They've put in, it's not their, just because they're, it's not it's a good job. It is a good job, and I enjoy this fucking job. I do, but it's not, it's not fucking easy, and there are people, and for me that actually enjoy it there are people that don't there are people that are miserable, and it's they put it in, and they want to do something else, but they're fucking stuck. And this job can do that to people. And I'm not saying all the people that took the buyout early were people that were miserable in their job, but maybe they had just been fucking they had been thinking about doing something else, and this would be enough to give them a start. And I just feel like it wouldn't have mattered, because most people would have stayed at UPS, because it's for the people that liked what they do and were willing to, still think we are going to be working, which I do think we will be. I know we talk doom and gloomy, but I think we'll be fine. I think it wouldn't have mattered if they wouldn't have capped it. I don't think it would have got to 30,000. I think they might have got 10, and most of the people would have stayed, because you can still make more money with the remainder of this contract than you would have in the buyout. It's just but you won't get it in a lump sum either. There's a lot of anyway. I don't want to fucking go too deep, but yeah, if he would lose, the nail in the coffin would be capping the buyout. I think.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened, and like that's why I said before, it was the content too. Like there's more stuff going on between UPS and Teamsters and them just separately, and the nonsense that also comes along with this job now the past few years too. So
yeah,
but anyways, if anybody, I think this is part when we could kind of open it up here. If anybody wants to come on, let me know here in the chat, and I'll send you an email if you guys want to come on and say hello. But yeah,
the union and UPS know this day they signed the contract, this would happen eventually. Well, I don't disagree with that. I feel like at the top of the negotiations, dude, I look at it a lot like regular politics. And if you've listened to enough of this podcast, we're obviously not a political podcast, but I've been quoted many, many times of fucking hating the two-party system because I think behind closed doors they're still in cahoots. So yes, I absolutely agree that they probably knew that this was going to happen at some point, but that also doesn't make for a sexy headline. But I don't know. It just no matter what, I feel like I need to say it. I still think we're going to get a contract in 2028, and if I didn't, I would have taken the buyout. That's it. Fair and simple.
I'm waiting for the next buyout.
Dave's saying, I need 300. Oh, he just wants them to keep doubling it. He's going to keep going back to the play. It's like on the machines where you can double and triple. Like, yeah, just keep hitting that ×2 button.
That's it. That's it. Just keep going, guys. Keep going. It's the future of this place is just, I don't know, weird to think about right now.
I know. Well, it's fucking, I see, isn't Amazon becoming a monopoly? They could take big accounts from UPS and FedEx. They could.
Yeah, they could.
They absolutely could, because they could take
Very
shipping.
true.
And I've thought, and that could happen. That very much could happen. I don't think their infrastructure will, Ernie said 5 million. Shit. Ernie, you're worth 5 million in my eyes, buddy. If you want to hop on, just say the word if you want to. But back to Jordan, just to say, yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Especially what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like Amazon's opening it up.
They basically could underbid.
They've opened the doors.
They could underbid everything that FedEx and UPS does just because they have the money to do it and not. But I think the infrastructure won't be there by 2028.
Right. So this is where we hope to God that the S in UPS saves those accounts. This is where the service, that hopefully customers be like, nah, UPS has the best service.
Well, I know. Would it be a possibility that Amazon could buy us? Like buy UPS?
I don't know how that works with union stuff.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if that. I mean, well, that's a good point, but I don't know if Amazon, is it
a possibility? Probably.
Let's just say build
theoretically.
Build better.
Here we go, baby.
Let's say build better, not bigger, doesn't go to better.
She sells the company and then bounces.
Or
better,
it's
bigger,
like,
bitch. Bam.
I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like they have enough money to acquire it. If the market cap, if it's an $88 billion company right now, they have that kind of money to purchase it. But
they do.
And We have the global infrastructure that they do not have right now. But I mean, I don't think they're wanting to fork out $88 billion. I mean, I don't know. It's a fucking. They're in the trillions, dude. That's a drop in the bucket. I'm like, yeah, Amazon don't want to pay $88 billion. I'm like sitting here, it'd be like me going and putting $20 in my fucking Buick.
Jordy says, yeah, I don't know about buying UPS, but I can see them buying FedEx. Is already going mostly all contractors anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
But does FedEx, what is, the question is, do they have global shipping? I feel like they
FedEx?
do. They do, right?
Yeah.
So they could, FedEx would be way easier for them to probably buy then. Then they wouldn't have to worry about the union.
And talking about the contractors too, I've talked to many people, obviously, about this stuff, and there's quite a few that actually do believe that UPS will turn into a contractor company one day. And, I mean, listen, if you're saying, I mean, we've talked about it. We've talked about Roadie. We've talked about Markin. UPS already has all these side companies that are contractors, right? They're literally hired outside of here, so... and they're delivering literally next day air early medical stuff, same day delivery with Roadie.
Yep.
You go to Home Depot. So the person works for Roadie, goes to Home Depot, picks up a package with a UPS label on it, and delivers it to the person's house same day.
Yeah, I mean it's happening.
Those are contractors. Who says? It's not going to happen to us as a whole one day. It's just that thought, man.
It very well could, and I just hope it doesn't until but yeah, there's a lot of things now with I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because I'm actually going to look since they mentioned that with Marky and Roden. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is exactly what we've been saying, Cowboy Cardboard Warrior. He says, with Roadie and Markin, UPS is essentially trying to push out the union. That's exactly my biggest worry. And I believe I'm on here saying that probably 8 months ago, is eventually, we all know UPS will be fine, right? UPS will be fine as a company. It's the union. And if they push the union out, we're losing our great benefits. We'll be losing probably some pay. And this place isn't going to be so bright and dandy to work for anymore.
Nah, it would be a lot. It would be shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
It'd be shitty. God, I'd hate to see that. That would be
United Parcel shit.
Yeah, that's what it'd turn into.
God, dude.
Yeah, FedEx's stock's still down from that initial dip of when it was, when Amazon announced that. They were around $400 a share. They're like at $375 now, so they're not that. But it says on there, they have a headline. It says FedEx boss dismisses threat from new Amazon logistics. Yeah. But behind closed doors, he's probably like, "Holy shit, Jeff, you're going to help me, right?" Rumors the union will be gone within the next 2 contracts. Let's see. 2 more contracts. That's 10 years. Fuck. That might not be enough for me. Dude, I'll be so close.
Yeah, so, it's one of those things we'll have to wait and see. So, Luke, do you have anything else on this 200th episode? I mean, I feel like we could keep going, but,
We could keep going. We absolutely could. I'm not as wired as I was, but I'm still good. But yeah, I think we got a 2-hour banger here. I think we wrapped. If nobody wanted to hop on, which I'm not heartbroken about, I love you all. Don't get me wrong, and if you wanted to, we would absolutely do it. To give a shout out to that one Christmas episode to Robert Cochran, we had that. That was our first live, and we recorded for like 5 hours. Which we said we'd never do again. It was like 4 hours and 50 minutes. So as I said, I was like, we'll probably cap it at 2 hours. So yeah, I'm absolutely. If nobody was wanting to hop on, I appreciate you all for hopping on tonight and enjoying this episode with us.
I mean, absolutely.
We'll be cranking out episode 201 next week.
Yes, we will be.
The ball just keeps rolling.
201. Dude, that's it. And I mean, again, can't thank you guys enough. Can't thank all the listeners, all the supporters, the Patreon members, everybody in the Discord, everybody who messages us. You guys are all the best. And we couldn't ask for a better family and, just group of people here. So it's absolutely incredible. So thank you to everybody for giving us your ears every week.
Yeah, for real, man. Appreciate you all, and I say man and women. Ladies and gentlemen, both of you. Appreciate all the listeners we've had, all the guests, everybody that's helped us behind the scenes.
Yep.
For 200 episodes.
Incredible.
Talking been in the business for basically, we could say 6 years. I guess technically it'd be 4.5, but
and we've gotten much better.
Yeah. Prove when we can. So I appreciate you all for coming on, man. This has been great.
Hell yeah. Incredible. Well, everybody, I'm Dave, your co-host Luke. 201 next week. And guess what? We'll see you all next week.
Later, everybody.